Stop. 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 Nicki, I need for you to remove yourself from social media. I need for you to hand over your phone. I need someone in your household to change your Wi-Fi password immediately. Immediately. I need for them or somebody to go around your house and collect iPads, any other gadgets, remove all microphones from the house. Because what's brewing now, no baby, no, this ain't it. This is not it. And for those who have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about, we have Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion head to head. But if I'm being honest, at this moment, it seems as if Nicki is just arguing with herself. Listen, this is not going to be a bashing Nicki Minaj video, right? We're not about that. This is going to be a genuine conversation because I have concerns. I have questions. And did I mention I have concerns? I do. So this is the part that I would tell the sensitive people, especially the ones in the back, to exit this video. But clearly, those people did not listen during my first Gypsy Rose video. If you're still watching to this point, make sure you understand the difference between an opinion, facts, and defamation. Let me say it again. Make sure you understand the difference between an opinion, facts, and defamation. So, before I break down this entire beef, right? I have to say something. I do. Out of all the years I have been listening to music, following people, myself and I have never witnessed any fan base like the toxic barbs. And I want to make myself clear. I am talking about the toxic barbs. The toxic ones. Not, the normal fan base. The toxic barbs. So, from now on, when I'm referring to the barbs, I'm referring to those toxic barbs that function off of one brain cell, and you know exactly who I am talking about. Because let me tell you something about these toxic barbs. I have never. These bitches are working triple overtime, okay? I can't even say 24/7 because these bitches don't sleep, okay? They do not sleep. The toxic barbs, that fan base, is one of the messiest, destructive, toxic fan base I have ever seen. This whole situation is what is happening. I can't figure out why people are so invested in celebrities to the point that you're working triple. These bitches are working for free. Do hear what I'm saying, let's talk about it, right? So number one, we have the toxic barbs out here falsifying pics, obtaining videos that they shouldn't be obtaining. Okay. I think it was yesterday. This is when I said, oh, this is disgusting. I was scrolling through Facebook, and again, I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember the actual post, but it had something to do with like the Nicki and Megan, beef. And so there was a couple of comments that I saw, and what caught my attention is they kept saying that, the world needs to apologize to Nicki. The world needs to bow down and all this shit because they are saying that Jennifer lied about the situation. And if no one has a clue who Jennifer is Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth. I'm just gonna say first victim. I'm gonna leave it at that, right? I have been following Jennifer for a long time, even before this whole beef came about, right? I have been following Jennifer's story for a minute. That being said, I was amazed when they were saying Jennifer lied, and there's this one post that she was adamant about it. She was like the Nicki Minaj, I don't know, assistant type bullshit, like she was working overtime, y'all. And she kept saying, yeah, Jennifer admitted that she lied, and then the comments, oh my god, you bitches need to give Nicki her flowers, blah, 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 blah. So then I said to myself, are people this delusional? If you really think there is a video or audio out there of this young lady claiming that she lied, you don't think that Nicki would have been all over that? You don't think that Nicki Minaj would not have posted that shit on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp app, MySpace, whatever she can get herself, AOL Messenger? She would have told the whole world, and she would have had her lawyers on it, right? So then I said to one of the barbs, I said, prove it, and send me a link and prove it. It took her a minute, but then she tried to prove it, right? And so they tried to send me a link of a clip of an interview that supposedly Jennifer said that she lied. Now, as soon as I hit the play button, remember, I've been telling y'all I have been following Jennifer for a while. When I hit the play button, automatically I knew exactly where that interview took place, what happened, and everything else. Do you know a toxic barb or a barb or whatever actually edited that audio to make Jennifer, to make it seem as if she said she lied in court? That's not what she fucking said. And then I even said, and then like in the comments, people were like, oh my god, the world owes Nicki apology, blah blah blah. But here's the thing, you never played the original audio. You did not. It was edited for her to make it sound like she said she lied. That's not what she said. Jennifer said she was 16 years old when this crime happened, right? When this violent crime happened. And it was so much for her. She was depressed with the media and the court and the lawyers. She just wanted it all to go away. So she thought at 16 it was easy just to say, you know what, I want to drop the charges. She said she wanted to drop the charges at 16. She never said that she lied about the crime. She never said that the crime didn't. She never said any of that. But it's sickening how just to get Nicki a win, we're gonna sit there and edit a young lady's right? These toxic barbs are doing nothing but stream. They stream on Spotify all day, and you know, I do all of it. They are just working overtime. The toxic barbs, they're taking screenshots of shit. They're sending Nicki Minaj links. They are straight up in the comments arguing with people, trying to straight drag people for filth, all because some people, maybe they don't like Nicki, maybe they don't like her music. It's like these barbs are forcing Nicki down her throat and will do anything to make her win. And that's disgusting, because what we're not gonna do is sit there and ignore this young lady's trauma that she had in her life. We're not doing it. We're not doing that just to make her husband look better. In actuality, her husband is a... Then now we're moving to doxing. Really toxic barbs. That's what we're doing. I'm telling you like this. There's going to be a case study on this shit. There's going to be articles, case study. They're going to have this shit in psychology classes, because this shit is so delusional. Do you know we have certain people, like, all they doing, right? All they have to do, their only job is to send anything to Nicki that's negative. That's their only job. And then Nicki straight out trying to sue people for their opinion. You know, in another video I saw, oh my god, I can't believe they said that. I'm definitely gonna send this video to Nicki, and so people can't have a fucking opinion. It's fucking delusional. I said what I said. It's delusional. It's even more delusional that, like, now people are trying to, you know, ruin people's grave sites, and really, is this what we're doing? I can't. I don't know. So let's talk about it, right? How did we all get here? How did this whole thing start about? Well, I'm going to break it down my way, and if I missed anything, please, barbs, hottie. And that's another thing I just want to mention. I'm not a barb, and I'm not a hottie. Do I have some of Megan's music in my car? Yes. Do I have some of Nicki's music in my car? Yes. Do I have more of Nicki's music in my car? Yes. I have like maybe 2 songs of Megan, and I have a shitload from Nicki, right? I do. So let me just sit there and say I'm not a barb or a hottie, right? That being said, because I'm just gonna tell you my own opinion before we break into this. My problem with Nicki is her personality. That's my problem with Nicki. It has nothing to do with her looks, her music, the way she... Nothing like that. It has to do with her personality. And one thing that I do not like is that Nicki never likes to see other artists win, especially if they are a rapper, especially if they are a female rapper, especially if they are a female black rapper, right? She never wants to see anybody win, and that's not a good thing. It's not. It's like, for the longest time, Nicki has been feuding with a lot of people. We have seen it. We might have ignored it, but after this situation, it's like, wait a minute, this shit has been going on for years, right? Nicki has gone at it with, like, didn't she go at it with, like, Iggy, Little Kim, Remy Ma? She won't come from Remy anymore. Remy, now it's like she has a problem with Rock Nation, Megan, Cardi B. It's like, music enough. What are you doing sitting there counting? Because she was like, well, why do you play Cardi's da-da-da-da? You played that shit like, this amount of time in an hour. And it's like, you're coming off as like this bitter, jealous woman. And you don't need to be. It doesn't need to be that way, right? Again, you are Nicki Minaj. You have been in this industry for how long? All this shit right now, in my opinion, is beneath you. It's completely beneath you. You didn't need to do this. You did not. And at the end of the day, again, like I said, Nicki's been doing this shit for years, and now finally someone's coming back and taking a page out of her book, and she does not like it. She has no idea how to handle that. So here is my recap on how we got here, right? And again, if I'm missing something, kindly let me know down in the comment section. And by the way, let me know, are you a barb? Are you a hottie? Where do you stand? So, recap. So, Megan and Nicki started out as friends. As many of you know, Nicki hit the scene first, right? Then here comes Megan years later. When Megan hit the scene, she made it known to a lot of people that Nicki Minaj was her idol. She studied her, she loved her, she was her motivation, right? And so, of course, Megan was excited that her and Nicki were friends, right? Boom. Friendship. So Megan and Nicki are friends. August 2019, Nicki and Megan do a collaboration video / song called Hot Girl Summer. We're gonna leave it at that. August 7th, 2020, we get a song called WAP by Megan and Cardi B. Now, let's just stop right there for a second. If Nicki felt a certain way about that, I understand her point. I do, because further going into this, right, I've noticed Nicki doesn't really have she doesn't have a good system, meaning like a good PR, good friends, and none of that. And so can you imagine that for Nicki, she found another woman, black rapper, in the same industry, all of it as her, and then they actually can become friends, they can actually do things. But see, here's the problem, right? The moment that someone wants to work, with someone else, or like Nicki's enemy, or don't do what Nicki says, that's when the problem comes about. But for Nicki, on the emotional side, I can see how, Megan doing a song with Cardi B, WAP, would get under her skin. I think it would get under anyone's skin, especially how well that video did, right? And could you imagine just sitting there and Nicki just like sees this video of her arch enemy Cardi B and then her supposed friend, right? But in my opinion, that's where things, took a turn. And that same year, July 2020, in 2020, Tory also shot Megan in the foot. So again, July 2020, Tory shot Megan in the foot. August 7th, 2020, WAP drops. Tension must have been brewing after that WAP video, because January 2021, Nicki unfollows Meg on Instagram. Now you know. In 2021, 2022, 3 or 4, unfollowing anyone is a big deal. So Nicki unfollows Meg on Instagram. Again, maybe she felt a certain way that she thought she had a friend, and now that friend is doing a video with, you know, the enemy. And to be fair, again, doesn't Nicki have all the right to be salty? Absolutely. Again, everyone's feelings is valid, right? But it's what you do with those feelings and the aftermath that counts. And so, May 2021, Nicki drops a song titled Seeing Green. And that video was with her, Lil Wayne, and Drake. And there is a there is a bar in there that says, "These bitches thirsty. I can see why they alcoholics." Remember that. Remember that lyric. Okay, remember that. So, are you following? Friends, 2019, Nicki and Meg do Hot Girl Summer collab. July 2020, Tory shoots Megan in the foot. August 7th, 2020, WAP comes out. January 2021, Nicki unfollows Meg on Instagram. May 2021, Nicki drops song titled Seeing Green, right? Again, after that, "These bitches thirsty, I can see why they alcoholics." Nothing was said by anyone else. Megan didn't respond to that or nothing. September 2022, Nicki goes on Queen's radio. And Nicki tells this story of an unnamed rapper that tried to get her to drink while she was pregnant. And something to the fact that this unnamed rapper told her, if that's true, to dispose of that child. Now, I want to make it very clear, because I've been reading the comments, I've been on other commentary pages, you know. I don't want to sound insensitive. Okay. Nicki was not pregnant. She was not pregnant. Nicki was trying to get pregnant. So here's the thing, right? Females, as they get older, right, and they're trying to conceive, you know, we let go of everything. Smoking, drinking, the drugs, whatever. Because as you get older, it is harder to have children. And, you know, Nicki waited a little late. Not saying that's a bad thing, but, you know, so I can absolutely see Nicki saying, you know what, I want to have a baby. I'm not drinking. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. You know, so this is what she's implying. Somehow or another, that gets back to Megan, or people are saying, "Megan, that's you." And Megan on Twitter just wrote one word: lies. That's all she said. Lies. Right? And so people are now saying, okay, well, is that why Nicki, you know, stopped talking to Megan? I don't know. But then, for me, right, there's been a video circulating, and it seems to be the opposite. The video is showing Nicki pouring shit down Megan's throat, or wanting her to, or putting the bottle to her mouth. So this other shit that Nicki is saying, it might be true, but there's no proof. But then there's a video showing the total opposite. It's really weird. I don't know, but at the end of the day, from my understanding, you know, Megan was the life of the party on D, okay? She knows how to party and drink, and I'm gonna say it again, you know, like I said before in my other videos, we are grown. You are a grown ass woman, right? And so if that was true, right, if that conversation when you and Meg happened also went into some shit like, Megan was trying to like look at her husband and want her husband. Girl, ain't nobody. Nicki, I promise you, your husband, that's all you. Nobody wants him. Nobody wants him, okay? But it makes you wonder if that's the case, then why do a collaboration song, and also too, I want to point out too that the collaboration, Nicki did not charge Megan for her verse or her line, whatever it is, right? And I think again, Nicki thought that there was a friendship there, and truth be told, maybe for Megan there was a friendship, but at the end of the day, it's called business, right? You're not gonna pass up a great opportunity, especially in this industry. It again, it's all business, but I can see where Nicki be like, the fuck, and then you also have to question, right? Because it's like saying stuff like that, like, saying an unnamed rapper, was Nicki trying to start something? Because like I said, when people started pulling receipts, there's no video, but the video shows the opposite. It's weird. I don't know. And truth be told, if I'm being honest, I think we also need to hold accountable both fan bases, right? The hotties and the barbs, because and this happens with anyone, right? I do feel sometimes that the fan base can definitely start up drama, right? Because they tried it with the Beehive and the Swifties, right? It didn't work, It's like the Swifties are so quick, to say, oh, Queen Bees and this and that, Taylor had the best content. Beyonce don't care. Taylor don't care. You don't see these two beefing like that, but the fan bases, they love it. So in this situation here too, I do believe that the fan bases definitely had a lot to do with this brewing, situation. But anyway, Nicki starts throwing more jabs to Megan with the Bigfoot thing. Now she's doing emojis online, and she's just running with this whole Bigfoot thing. Meanwhile, between 2022 and 2023, Megan was dealing with the whole trial of Tory. Now, let me make this very clear. That was not Megan's case. Matter of fact, Megan wanted nothing to do with that shit. But it was the state versus Tory. And of course, on the situation. But she didn't want nothing to do with that. She didn't want that shit in the media. She didn't want to go to court. Matter of fact, she didn't want anyone to know that she even slept with him. Because Megan, here's the thing, let's act like you have not been caught in a few lies yourself. We're gonna talk about it, right? Megan, girl, so March 2023. Oh, and by the way too, while Megan was sitting here, going through this trial or whatever, Megan was being mocked, especially by the barbs, making her feel a certain way. At the end of the day, she was a victim. She was shot in the foot. Take that how you want it, but I'm pretty sure none of y'all want to be shot in the fucking foot. Like, get out of here with that. March 2023, Nicki releases a song called Red Ruby. And there is a verse in there that says, or bar, verse, lyric, whatever. It states 700 on the horses when we fixin' to leave, but I don't fuck with horses since Christopher Reeves. If anyone does not understand that, first off, let me explain this bar real quick. Christopher Reeves was our original. Matter of fact, to some, he is our only, but he is our original Superman, right? 1970s Superman. That was Christopher Reeves. Unfortunately, besides acting, he had a love for horses, and unfortunately he had a horse riding accident that left him a how do you pronounce that? Quadriplegic, is that right? All four he was paralyzed, right? And so really sad to see our Superman go to being, paralyzed. It sucked. Point is to the word horses. Megan the Stallion. Stallion is a horse. You get it. So at this point, it's like Nicki again. A few songs talking about Megan, going on the radio, saying shit, but unnamed rapper. Then all this Bigfoot, the emojis of this to that. Again, Nicki mocking Megan during the trial, all this stuff, the barbs going crazy, all of it, right? And so Nicki 2024. Now let me remind you too, you have to understand too, Megan was dealing with a lot herself as far as like being bullied, the trial, her own depression, all of it, right? And Megan stayed quiet. Actually, Megan was quiet for a lot of 2023, right? And I think she released a song called Cobra or something that basically just explained that she's going through a lot, her depression and everything else. But in 2024, January 2024, Megan puts out a song called Hiss. I feel as if this song Megan has been holding on to for a minute. She has been holding on to this. Megan was throwing shade at everyone, anyone that did her wrong, anyone who mocked her, anyone who made fun of her. She let loose. She let the world know she's not the one, right? Now, whether you think if it's garbage or not, the point is she came for more than one person, right? And so let's talk about it real quick. So, because I think everyone needs to be on the same page so we know how we. So, Megan is. It starts off, I just want to kick this shit off by saying, fuck y'all. I ain't gotta clear my name on a motherfucking thing. Every time I get mentioned, one of y'all bitch ass niggas gets 24 hours of attention. I'm finna get this shit off my chest and lay it to rest. Let's go. And that's exactly what she did. She went again. She never named any names, right? She never named any names. And actually, I wrote down here real quickly, Megan actually went on the Breakfast Club, yes, because the Breakfast Club was asking her about his, and they asked if the song was for anybody in particular that she was trying to hit at. Megan responds, let him fly. If you feel like it hit you, then holla back. It's for whoever it's for. And clearly, Nicki thought it was for her. Just want to tell you what Megan's saying. Okay. But yeah, so that was the intro. Verse 1, I feel like Mariah Carey got these niggas so obsessed. By the way, Obsessed is a song by Mariah. That shit is now trending too. Just want to put it out there. My boom boom, so famous, might get managed by Kris Jenner. You get it? Because Kim K, the sex tape, sex, boom boom. You get it? He can't move on, can't let just need Megan to help to make money. Bitch, come. You know, okay. Blah, 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 blah. Now, I need to ask a question, though. I need to know this next line. Like, I can never be judged by a bitch that was dancing, making R. Kelly go viral. I don't know who's that about, but I also have a feeling that that might have been a jab to Nicki. Let me tell you why. Because a video has resurfaced, and it's Nicki giving a 13-year-old a lap dance during one of her concerts. 13, Nicki. Right? So again, no one's perfect, but again, who is that for? I can never be judged by a bitch that was dancing, making R. Kelly go viral. I need someone to let me know. And I'm reading these for a reason. Why the fuck would I stay with a nigga that's weak in the sheets and don't know how to please me? Hello? Hello? Duh. Like, come on. Why would you stay with somebody if they're weak in it? I mean, come on. If your sex is whack, you got to go. But here we go. Bodies on bodies on bodies on bodies. Say he fucked Megan, now he the topic. You know, so again, Megan is letting the world know she knows she a hoe. She knows she a hoe. She done told you she's a hoe. She done told you that shit. Right? Then, hate when, you know, me kissing and telling, blah, blah. Then, this is the line that got Nicki riled up, right? It says, these hoes don't be mad at Megan. These hoes are mad at Megan's law. Now, for those who did not get that or what Megan's law is a federal law in the United States requiring law enforcement authorities to make information available to the public regarding registered as offenders. These laws were created in response to the murder of Megan Kinka. Side note, I actually did the whole case of Megan Kinka on my Patreon if you're interested, because of all of this, I actually said to myself too, what is Megan law? And when I googled it, I brought up the case, but let's stop it here, right? So this is my point, right? If Nicki did not act the way she did, no, that whole line would have went over everyone's head, right? Because as of me, when I heard the feud, I was going back on, like, you know, Megan's song, and I'm looking, and I'm like, okay, where is it? What is it? So it wasn't like, it didn't jump out at me right away. It wasn't until the other commentary channels let us know the line, and then I myself had to Google Megan's Law. By the way, Megan's Law is one of the #1 Google searches of the week. That just proves my point. If Nicki did not say anything, nobody would know. But so when that Megan's Law verse dropped, Nicki lost her shit because she thought that Megan was taking a jab at her husband or her brother. Let's talk about it. Nicki has a brother in jail for research, deep diving, because at first none of us got it, right? And so I think when that got dropped, right, first of all, Nicki was shocked that someone came for her, right? And secondly, I don't necessarily know if Nicki was, if it was so much like the jabs per se. I think Nicki was embarrassed, right? I think because the way she spiraled out of control, I think Nicki was embarrassed, right? Because whether people knew about her husband or not, we definitely know now. We definitely know now. People are bringing up his rap sheet, all of it. We know now, right? We know now. As much as maybe you try to cover it up, it's out in the open now, right? And so, and Nicki, this bothers Nicki, right? Because if you look it up, Nicki has been trying to get her husband off that registry, right? The S offenders list, since they got married, right? It's not happening. Nicki has been trying to buy her way, bribe her way. It's not happening. It doesn't work that way. You can't buy your husband off that list. He is on that list forever. And then your husband is going around acting like, you know, this shit will go away. He's sitting up here not actually registering, and then now you're on house arrest because you refuse to register on the registry. Again, Megan's Law. Megan's Law is for a reason. Everyone in that neighborhood has a right to know that you like to. Everyone, especially with children. And I don't give a damn if people sitting there saying, oh, he was 16. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if you, whether you're 16, 15, 30, or 20, you know if you have to bring a knife to get sex. Right? And so, again, it's more of an embarrassment. Now the whole world knows that your own husband can't take your son to school, right? You're embarrassed now that the whole world knows your own husband can't take your son to the fucking park. He can't take him to a birthday party, a sleepover, nothing. He can't do nothing, right? Matter of fact, I'm not even sure if you can have a birthday party at your house and he be present. I don't think you can. And so you're wrong you're mad at the wrong people, right? So I feel as if it's a complete embarrassment because the queen of rap, she has a big flaw, yes. And so, and like I said, many people who did not know about Megan's Law, they know about it now. And so a lot of your fan base, the Barbs, are disgusted. A lot of them are disgusted, like you out here making fun of everybody else, but look who you married, right? And I'm not gonna sit up here and say that, you know, she shouldn't marry him or this is and that, or she shouldn't have. I'm not gonna tell nobody who to not fall in love with or who fall in love with, and I'm not gonna, you know, tell you to get rid of your husband, your baby daddy. No, love who you love, marry who you marry. But you being Nicki Minaj and knowing you are a public figure, an icon, a legendary, whatever you want to call it, you knew once you made this decision that this shit wasn't gonna stay quiet no matter how hard you tried. You know, or you knew that someone was gonna come after you, right? I heard in many other interviews, you know, they can't come from Nicki directly, so they go for her family. Okay, and if you know this shit, you should have been ready. You should have been ready if you know because of your husband. That's the main target, bitch. You should have been ready, honey. You should have been ready. You should be able to read these bitches and keep it moving. But you weren't ready. You weren't ready. And you know, one of her lies, she's saying, oh well, I got a fucking son. Hey, listen, don't bring your child you can do, what you cannot do, is come on the internet talking about, oh well, what happens if my kid sees that one day? Bitch, listen, so what was your plan? To hide your husband's past from your child? You don't think your child's gonna grow up knowing this shit? I mean, fuck, as soon as you Google Nicki Minaj, your bitch ass husband is attached to you. Like, come on. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? This is a decision you made, right? Love who you want to love, but you can't get mad at the fact that people are not condoning this. They're not condoning this behavior. Because, anyway, I said enough about that. Because, again, I just ramble and ramble and fucking ramble. One more thing, and I'm getting off like the his lyrics and switching over to Nicki's lyrics. I need to know something though. I need someone to talk to me, right? There is question. Bitches swear they G, but the G must stand for goofy. When the fuck did all the gangster niggas turn to groupies? Listen, is that a Drake read? Is that a Drake? Is that a Drake read? Right? Yeah. But here's the thing. I have another one. And then of course Megan goes on to say how much of her, her body count and the dicks and all that other stuff. So again, Megan's making sure you guys understand that she's a whore and she's happy with that shit. So, but, all these little rap niggas so fraud. Xanax be their hardest bar. These niggas hate on BBLs and be walking around with the same scars. Is that Drake? Is that Drake? Bitch. Why is no one talking about that bar? Why is no one talking about that? Better yet, let's continue. Cosplay gangsters, fake ass accents. Drake, is that you again, Drake? Why is no one talking about that shit? Why? You know what? I can't. All in all, right? That one line really sent Nicki, the Megan's Law, it really sent Nicki down the deep end, right? And actually, now that I'm sitting there thinking about it, that bar is going to go down in history. You know why? Because it was brilliant. There was no names mentioned. Straight up metaphor. But it did just enough to start this whole 6-7 day spiraling out of control, right? And it's the not dropping names for me. But Nicki now went on at one point it was a 3-day rant. We went from 3 days, then we're up to 5 days, then it was 6. Nicki is still fucking going, and it's not just like one post, it's like 100 fucking posts on Twitter a minute. It's like her little fingers. Again, who is your PR team? Where is your PR team? They should have ripped that phone out of your hands. Where are your friends? Matter of fact, where the fuck is Young Money? I don't see Lil Wayne coming to your defense. I don't see Drake. Where are they? Where is your label? Right? Where is the people you're signing? So Nicki first, when she heard the song, she first got on live and was like, no, no, no. Get up on your good foot. Get up on your good foot. Get up on your good foot, girl. Bye. Because you have 3 Grammys and you have to learn how to rap on the beat and being comfortable in the music. Okay. And now, see, again, so this is coming off as really hateful. It's coming off as hateful, despiteful, and jealous, right? Because I'm gonna be honest, and I need for you guys to let me know in the comments, why doesn't Nicki have a Grammy? Let's talk about that for a second. Whether I like her or not, let me just say that, again, I listen to Nicki in my car, but it's a damn good question on why Nicki does not have 1 Grammy. Not a 1. It makes you think. It does, because at the end of the day, Nicki's sales are there. Her first Big Friday, album that did extremely well. She has a hell of a fan base that would sit there all day and Spotify her shit because they have nothing else to do. Nothing else to do at all. I don't know. And I know Nicki said a couple times, numbers don't matter and she don't care about a Grammy. Get the fuck out of here. Nicki cares about that Grammy because I care about that Grammy. I care. Why doesn't Nicki Minaj have a Grammy? And I'm gonna tell y'all like this. Mark my words. God. If Nicki Minaj does not win this Sunday, if Nicki Minaj does not win a Grammy this Sunday, social media, attention, social media, you and you, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, IG, y'all better shut down your service for 24 hours. If Nicki Minaj does not win a Grammy this Sunday, Nicki is going to fucking lose it. And the Barbs, especially after this week, the Barbs are gonna lose their fucking minds. Oh my god. And I'm telling you, and then the toxic Barbs are gonna lose their shit. By the way, this is a message to all the toxic Barbs. You better cut this shit out, because I'm gonna be honest with you. You think doing Nicki's work, Nicki's dirty work, if something happens, do you think Nicki's gonna come visit you in jail? You think that's gonna happen? You think Nicki's gonna put money on your books? You think so? You think Nicki's gonna get you a fucking lawyer? You think so? So, yeah, you might have your queen's attention now, right? But, Nicki, you better be careful, and you better get your fandom in check. You better, because I have a feeling they're gonna make you an example. They're gonna make you an example of what not to do with your fan base. Cause see, your fan base again are doxing people, are getting people's, videos taken down, channels are being shut down. No, shit she's talking. She has not hopped on social media and tell the barbs to back the fuck off. She has not. Matter of fact, she's encouraging this. She's on every page, all of it. She's on all the pages. Anything that says anything to do with, like, bashing Megan and, we're gonna kill the bitch, and she's liking that and she's retweeting that. She's engaging this behavior, even down to the doxing and the grave site. She's like retweeting this shit. And so when you encourage this behavior, you are accountable, because at the end of the day, you can't control your unhinged fan base, right? But you haven't done nothing to stop it. What you have done is encouraged it, right? But anyway, so again, Nicki not having a Grammy, I know that hurts. Her enemy Cardi B has one, Megan has 3. I feel as if too that Nicki feels as if these girls have it a lot easier, especially like with social media and this and that, because I have been very sensitive to Nicki, right? In regards to what she had to go through of being a woman rapper in a male dominant, rap game. And on top of that, she's a woman and she's black. So I understand that Nicki had to fight. It was not easy for Nicki. She always had to be defensive. I understand. I get it. And no one can really understand all the behind the scenes shit that Nicki has gone through to get to where she is, right? But that being said, you made it, baby. You made it. You fucking made it. And I think you are losing track of who you are, right? But again, Nicki's here doing tweet after tweet after tweet, liking hundreds of tweets. Even the Barbs got footage of Megan's, shooting that night of her, like, with her hands up. They edited that video. It's just sick. Again, that's disturbing. Then Nicki went on Station Head, right, and said shit like, you better conjure up your dead mama and apologize. Your dead mama, you lied to your dead mama, your dead mama, your dead mama, you lied to your dead mama, your dead mama. Really? Okay. And then people are saying like, oh well, she didn't really bring up Megan's mother. That's what we're doing. So saying conjure up your dead mother and apologize. Now, if you're using the word conjure, that means your loved one is no longer here. So how can you, Barb, say she's not bringing up her dead mom? She is, more than once. And then you better conjure up your dead mother and apologize. You lied on your dead mom. She said that again more than once. But again, Megan has been caught in some lies. Then this was just so far-fetched. I mean, I know a lot of people were bothered by the dead mother situation. No, I was bothered by this. How many dicks of abusers have you sucked knowingly? Onika. Oh, Nick, did you really? Nicki, no. No. How many of you? And then she says, bringing up old 30-year-old T when he was like 16. See, it might be old T. It might be old 30-year-old T to you. But see, it opened up a whole lot right now. And if it's old shit, why are you spiraling out of control? No, baby, no. And the crazy thing about it is, besides saying you're bringing up 30-year-old news, it's like you're deflecting you're doing shit like this. So like when my child grows up, he's gonna see this. Nicki, your son's gonna know about his father regardless. I don't give a damn how hard you try to hide that. It's no. And if all this shit bothers you, this is shit you should have thought about before. So you can't like unleash your anger to us. And again, it is anger because I think it's anger and embarrassment. Now the whole world again knows your situation. Now the whole world understands why you're always home. Nicki is she's the non-busiest celebrity I have ever met. How does Nicki have time for this shit? Right? But now people know why you have time for this shit because your husband can't leave the state. He was on house arrest. Like, a lot of your secrets are coming out and you don't like it. But again, you're Nicki Minaj. Fucking own it. Fucking own it. You knew it was coming. And so... And yeah, I wrote here, for my opinion, it's just a whole new level of low. Queens don't act like this, Nicki. Queens do not act like this. You're claiming you're the queen of rap. Queens do not act like this. You don't see Beyonce. You do not see Beyonce out here. And let's talk about it. Beyonce has the real title, right? Queen Bee. You don't see Beyonce saying shit about shit. They have said shit about her daughter, her husband, Solange. The elevator fight. They have been saying that Jay-Z has been, drugging Beyonce for years. Jay-Z's controlling, like, so much shit. This summer, I think it was not this summer, maybe 2 months ago or a month ago, at her Renaissance premiere, right? Listen, Beyonce is trying to be a white woman. She's bleaching her skin. She's this, she's that. I mean, you don't see Beyonce out here arguing with no one. You don't even see her like clearing her name. You know why? This is queen status, right? So, Nicki, be a queen. Be a queen. There's actually, hold on a second. This is when I said to myself, Nicki can't be helped, right? Someone said, Nicki Minaj forgot that she is Nicki Minaj. And I think, anyone who saw that, we all felt that. Like I said, Nicki, you've been in the game for a while. You are a queen in your own right. Act like it. You have broken records. You have made history. You are in the Guinness Book of World Records. You have. We felt that. Nicki forgot. She was Nicki Minaj. She forgot. I felt as if she thought that, I honestly don't know. But you know what irked me? Nicki responds with this. Girl, the question is, who are you? If you knew, you would do better. Blessed day. Don't make me come back. What the fuck, Nicki? What the fuck? That you forgot you were Nicki Minaj, that is nothing but a compliment, baby. And here you are. That's the response you give. It's like, it's a no for me. Let's see. I do want to start reading Nicki's lyrics real quick, because that shit's gonna be quick. It's gonna be quick, I promised. But just making sure I covered everything else before I move on. the sympathy in regards to what she went through. And again, like I said, the issue comes in when new girls hit the scene, or from underneath her, however you want to call it. Nicki purposely goes out of her way to degrade them. In a sense, like not flat out like, oh, these new bitches, you know, metaphor shits like that. And then of course the barbs go at it. And again, if people are not kissing her ass, Nicki has a problem with that. They become the target of her harassment. That's a perfect word. Any newbies, rappers especially, become a target of her harassment. It is what it is. Yep, I think I'm all caught up. So now, I am not. Nicki, you have some of your barbs turning on you, right? Some of your most faithful followers are now calling you the queen of R. Rap with an E. You're not the queen of rap, you're the queen of R. That is sad. We are all watching your legacy go down the drain because of these antics. The antics are taking over your legacy and it's going to ruin you. Stop it. You don't need to do this. And the thing about it is, Nicki has every right to respond, right? Of course. It's the 7 days spiraling on social media that has everyone, right? So let's switch over to Nicki Minaj, right? Bigfoot. So Nicki releases Bigfoot again after going on a 3 or 4 day, spiraling out of control, no sleep. A lot of people too are saying that Nicki is on a coke binge. I'm not gonna sit here and say that. You know why? Because I don't know. And Nicki has come on, I think it might have been like Station Head or whatever, to say that she has never, ever sniffed anything up her nose. And she also said too that she has a fear of sniffing anything up her nose. So all I can do is respect that. So Nicki said she's never done coke, and we have to respect that and keep it moving. But Nicki never said that she wasn't high or she wasn't drunk, because anyone with a half a brain would understand that Nicki was on something. Whether it was no sleep, whether it was adrenaline, she was on fucking something. Whether it was alcohol, whether it was weed, I don't know. Nicki was on something. Not coke, but on something. So then we get Bigfoot, right? Again, your feelings are valid, and absolutely you are supposed to respond, right? You have every right to be. But let's do a little bit of Bigfoot first. We got shit like, your flow is such a bore, drinking a bottle of Henny through a straw. So again, Nicki is referring to her drinking. You remember the lyrics from before. This is not the first time Nicki is addressing the same shit again, right? So now we're talking about the bottle of Henny, and Megan has never said she don't like the bottle. Matter of fact, she admitted that she loves the bottle. Like, so you're not saying anything that we don't know. Bitch, you better stop that dialogue. 28 shit before I hit girl and buy your catalog. Now see, here we go. How you F your mother's man when she died. So again, with the mother, we mentioned the mother. How you go on Gayle King and can't cry. Bigfoot, but you still a small fry, swearing on your dead mother when you lie. So again, we have mentioned we have mentioned social media, right? But I'm disappointed because Nicki, baby, didn't you just lose a parent yourself, like your father, the same father that almost burnt? Let's not go there, right? I'm gonna stop myself right there. But see, so if Megan comes back and says some shit about your father, oh, then she would be wrong, right? She would be wrong. Because again, Megan never mentioned any person's name. So this little begging whore, well, Megan let us know that she's a whore. Talking about Megan's laws: for a free beat, you can hit Megan raw. If you're a ghost rider, party in Megan's jaw. Now see, that was a good bar. And that would have been a good bar if we didn't hear the shit already on social media during your 5-day spiraling binge. This song was such trash, and I'm gonna tell you why it was trash on so many levels, because we would not be having this conversation if this song was trash, if everything in this song wasn't already said on social media. All she did was gather everything up and put it in one place so you guys can follow. But everything in this song she said on Twitter, IG Live, Station Head, Facebook, AOL Live, AOL Messenger, WhatsApp app, like any platform that would listen, she said it too. And so how do you expect for us to come back and be like, oh shit, Nicki, that hit hard, when you repeated stuff like your dead mom like 43,000 times on social media? You've been talking about Bigfoot this for like years. There was nothing we didn't know. Again, Megan said she was a whore. Then we go to bad bitch. She's like 6 foot. Well, Megan has let us know that she's 5'10". So again, that's not hidden either. I call her Bigfoot. Well, we know that because you've been calling her Bigfoot for like fucking 2 years. The bitch fell off. I said, get up on your good foot. You know, and that's another thing too. At one point, it's like, get up on your good foot. Then you're like, how do you get shot with no scars? Then after that, we're back to fragments. Like, which one is it, Nicki? Like, okay, so it's like your emotions got the best of you. What I need for you to do is grab that nigga Roman. However y'all do get together, do what you gotta do. Get Roman. Take this song, delete it from every gadget you got, delete it from this existence, and let's pray to fucking God that the internet and the barbs will let this shit go. We will let this shit slide, because this ain't it, right? Oh yeah, so right here, get up on your good foot, right? Then it's like you were lying to the queen, then you went lying to the king. The 30-year-old tea is so stale. Again, the 30-year-old tea. Didn't we just read that shit? That she wrote that shit on Twitter. You're repeating every. Then we go into get up on your good foot, but then it's like, fuck, you get shot with no scar. So now we're right. So now we're making fun of someone else's abuse, right? Because Nicki, your track record with men like McMill. You see where I'm going with this? Like, stop it. And then you want to make fun of Megan with, like, you know, what did she say, something about her fake nose? knows when your second nose heals. Like, Nicki, you also had work done. This wasn't it. This was not it. Nope. Sorry, Onika. This was not it. By the way, Nicki also went on a rant to say that there are people out there who, if you pay them $250, they are like a Nicki hate campaign. How do you know that? How do you know people are paying you $250? Why can't people just not like you? And that's another problem I have. You're going on saying that there's bots and this and that, and people are paying, commentary channels to not like you. Maybe they just don't like you. Maybe they generally just don't like you. And it's like the attitude of that can never be. Everyone has to like me. I'm the queen. And no, Nicki. No, not everyone's gonna like you. Not everyone's gonna like me. Not everyone's gonna like every one of your songs. It just does not work that way. But you're making fun of someone else's body work, but yet you were out here for 10 years acting like you had no work done. But yet we all seen your high school pictures. You see where I'm going with this? It's just weird. So like I said, at the end of the day, this wasn't it. This was not it. I don't know. I think it's just too much. And the crazy thing, I think it's really getting under Nicki's skin that Megan took a page out of Nicki's book, and it's also really bothering Nicki that Megan has not said a word. I think the only thing I saw on social media that Megan did was Megan was like this, like showing like a laughing, like her laughing. And then there was another video, I don't know if it was current or not, but the one circulating is of Megan just laughing. Like, why would she say that? I know that. Like, it was more of a laugh, like, girl, you thought that shit hit. You thought you did something. Unbothered. Megan is so unbothered. Megan sitting at number one. Nicki, you are, and that's Nicki. You're not figuring this shit out. You are helping Megan. You are helping her chart to number one as your trash goes past like number 30. You are helping Megan with her shit. You are helping her. You are helping her sales, her number one. You are helping the charts, the billboards, Spotify. You are helping her out. Nicki, stop. You are I'm just disgusted. No, Megan said shit like Megan's Law, right? You wanna come back with her feet. Megan's Law. And you're coming after Megan's feet. Nicki. Nope. These hoes don't be mad at Megan. They be mad at Megan's Law. Nicki, here you come. Big foot, get on your good foot, get on your bad foot, get up on your good. What is this Dr. Seuss bullshit? And then you had your barbs wait all night, or wake up or whatever to hear your diss track, and you gave us this shit. And a lot of people are saying, well, how was Nicki supposed to respond? I don't know. Go grab that nigga Roman and figure this shit out. Figure it the fuck out. This is your career. This is what you love. This is what you get paid to do. Figure it the fuck out. But this here, jabbing at people's, dead moms and the look, the difference between Nicki and Megan. Megan had tact. It was tactful. those emotions. It was just, you know, just too low. It was too low. And now let's talk about it. Is everything off limits when it comes to like a rap battle? Is everything off limits? Yes and no. I honestly can't answer that, because for me, I think, you know, we need to leave stuff like, you know, racism alone, colorism, anything to do with being, you know, a homophobe. We're not doing that, right? We're not doing that, right? And also too, I really do believe that like children should be left out of it. Let the grown folks play with grown folks. But that being said, right, if the gloves are off, the gloves are off. But there has to be tact. There has to be tact. It has to be tactful. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? It has to have a flow, metaphor, something more. You just come, you're dead, mama. You're dead, mama. You know why? It's no. It's a no for me. Again, delete the song, start fresh, you know, go to the spa, you know, get some sleep. I don't know, maybe take an Ambien, I don't know, but you need to recoup and do what you do best. And so again, this song might have been a bigger hit if she didn't say everything already on social media. But again, this was not tactful at all. It was not. It was not. And then on top of that too, like the song is like what, 3 minutes, and for like the last minute you're just venting. You're just fucking talking. And then this Kelsey situation, right? The Kelsey situation. Oh, Kelsey. I don't even know who she is, if I'm being honest. I don't know who she is. I don't know if that's Megan's friend or Nicki's friend, or were they all friends? All I know is Nicki said something like, you know, she was on the phone with Kelsey or something, and, you know, Nicki went on another rant, and then Kelsey comes back on Twitter and says, I'm just gonna watch from afar or something and let this shit play out, because as far as she's concerned, she spoke to no one. So here Nicki is on Twitter acting like she just had this long conversation, and Kelsey saying that did not happen. And so it's like, are we lying now? I don't know. I honestly don't know. And so no, and it irks me because, you know, Nicki's whole thing is like, oh, you want to bring up, you know, my family members, but she didn't. She did not bring up your family members. She did not name not one person. Never. Was it low? Some can argue that. Some could argue that. But see, Nicki, it's your actions of you spiraling out of control that is bringing us to where we are today. Because from my understanding, you started this shit. You started it, and now you are so shocked that someone actually finished it. And Nicki can still come back. Nicki can still come back. Nicki can still drop. You know, she can come out and lie and say, you know what, I was just playing with that, y'all. That was nothing. Here's a real Bigfoot. You know, we would accept that. We would accept that. We would accept a do-over. But this Nicki, this ain't it. This shit right here. This ain't it. And your legacy in my it's just that I also have here, as the song goes on, you notice that it's mainly everything she said on Twitter, IG Live, and so on and so forth. I think that is all I have to say about like the two songs things or whatever. All I gotta say is, Nicki, come back, tactful, you know, and let's get a real battle going here, right? Because honestly, I don't see anything wrong with a little competition. I do not. This is good. But Nicki, you gotta stop with this. No one can win, right? Because see, the same thing you came for little Kim for, it's now happening to you. Now you're the old one in the rap game. Now you're over 40. Now you're old. The same shit you were spitting to little Kim, now it's happening to you, and you don't like it. It's okay. It's okay to hand the torch to somebody else. It is okay. Again, real queens, don't do this. I was gonna say something else, but I'm not. Listen. Before I started this video, I just watched the Azealia Banks. Yeah, if Azealia Banks is talking about you, you know you fucked up. I said it, you know you fucked up, right? So Azealia Banks went on social media. I don't know what she was talking on. I don't know if it was like Twitter. Well, it was something live. I assume it might have been IG. I'm not 100% sure. But, you know, she just put her 2 cents in, and Azealia Banks said some interesting things, right? And number one, Azealia Banks is saying that, and if anyone knows anything about Jay-Z, Rock Nation, and all of it, well, Azealia Banks, she might have some truth to it, right? She's saying that Nicki has been riding Jay-Z's dick, right? And so she's also saying that Nicki wants to be part of Rock Nation. Well, before it was Rockefeller, now it's Rock Nation, but she wanted to be part of this crew so bad. So bad. Even Lil Wayne wanted to be part of the Rockefeller crew until Lil Wayne actually was offered his own label or whatever. But the point is, at one point, Jay-Z was it. Jay-Z and Dame Dash was it. Like, Rockefeller, you know, Jay-Z at one point was like the GOAT of rap, right? I mean, some can argue he still is, but that's totally up to whoever. But for so long, it seemed as if Nicki has always wanted an approval by Jay-Z. If you know, Jay-Z does not have any female rappers signed to his label. Now, from my understanding, Megan is independent, but she's co-signed to Rockefeller. Either way, she's a lot closer than Nicki ever got, right? So now, according to Azealia Banks, she wants Jay-Z's approval so bad, right? She wants that, I guess, that family net type of situation, because Young Money ain't doing shit for her. Again, I haven't seen Drake, and I have not seen Lil Wayne come to Nicki's defense. And it's sad too, because I feel as if Nicki is alone in the industry, but we have to take accountability for our actions. But to succeed in this industry, you need a good PR team. You need good friends. You need good people around you. You don't need a bunch of yes men, and that's what Nicki wants, a bunch of yes men. Yes, you're the queen. Yes, that was fire. Yes, that was it. Yes, that was that. But the moment you say that was trash, it's like now you're on our hit list. Yeah, she also goes on to say that Nicki is lonely, and we do have the question now, right? Why is Lil Wayne is just waiting for Megan to respond. So, Nicki can release some more things, but Nicki has to get a green light from somebody to release footage and text messages and all that stuff. I don't know. I don't know, but I will say this: that Rock Nation comment from Azalea Banks is really, really interesting. It really is, because Cardi B is close with Jay-Z, and then the one person you cannot stand is the one person that got close to Jay-Z / Rock Nation, right? But Nicki, into the world. I just want to say that it seems as if Nicki is trying to come for Beyonce. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work, because at the end of the day, when I say that the Barbs are toxic as fuck, I don't think anyone has seen the wrath of the Beehive, and I'm part of the Beehive, as some of you are part of the Barbs, right? But we're not toxic and crazy. Again, I'm talking about to the toxic people out there, right? I'm trying to form my words nicely to not come off the way it's probably gonna come off. So I'm also just to say it the way I'm thinking it. That's a war that Nicki won't win, in my personal opinion. If she comes for Beyonce, it's the Beehive. No, and I'm gonna tell you why the Beehive is going to lose their shit, right? You see how people are protecting, Nicki Minaj, the queen of rap. Beyonce actually has the title of queen. I'm being very honest. Let's talk about it, right? This is not me, spinning my own spin. Beyonce has the title of Queen Bee. She is titled Queen Bee on all social media platforms. When she gets introduced, when she's on she don't do interviews, but before, when she used to do interviews, right? When you turn on the 10 o'clock news, they refer to her as Queen Bee, right? So the world, right, not just her fan base, but the world has labeled Beyonce as the actual queen. So what the Beehive is not gonna let you do is sit there and try to, and this is just fan base talking, they're not gonna let you tear down their actual queen, if that makes sense, right? Because at the end of the day, Beyonce doesn't bother nobody. Beyonce is not out here, being messy on the streets, or, writing shit on Twitter, or having these wars, or I don't even think Beyonce has ever gone live. Let's be honest. I don't think Beyonce has ever gone live on social media, ever. Right? That's queen behavior. So what you're not gonna do, or the Beehive is not gonna allow you to do, is to bother Queen Bee when she has nothing to do with this. She hasn't done anything, and again, it's like, really, you're going after Beyonce in Rock Nation, but didn't they invite you on the Run tour? Weren't you part of that? Didn't you do a song with Beyonce? Listen, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work, because again, in my opinion, the Beehive is tamed, right? But once you piss them off to like something like this, it's not something. And I just want to say one thing about the Beehive too. The difference between the Beehive and the Barbs, in my opinion, is that the Beehives they're not always battling with people, if that makes music, but to say she can't sing a day in her life, it's shit like that you know the Beehive go hard for. But even in some of the comments, like in regards to Taylor Swift and you know the Swifties trying to amp up the Beehive, you know, you know, Taylor made more money than Beyonce for the concert, and we're just like, okay, because see, we're not into all of that. Well, how much money, and she has a number one. It's not all about that, because the Beehive, along with Beyonce, understands that someone can be on top forever. There's always someone that can be better, that can sing better, that can do better, you know. And you don't see Beyonce out here bashing Taylor Swift because she's smashing with the numbers and this and that. And no, Nicki, no, Nicki. At the end of the day, you know, you can do better. You are better. You know, do what you do best. Show us why we loved you in the first place. But I think you're losing yourself, and at this moment you should be on a Beyonce level, right? What I mean by that, you don't have to say a word. You know, you can drop an album without doing any promotions. You know, Queen Bee has done that like twice. Drop one album no one even knows she was working on, and then drop another album with nothing but visuals and artery and shit like that, right? Nicki has a fan base for that. But all of this arguing with fans and you know, it's encouraging people to do bad things and not taming your fan base. No, Nicki, we all know you're better than that, and I really do not want to see you go head to head with the Beehive or Jay-Z or nothing, because if I'm gonna be honest, if Nicki's gonna go up against Beyonce and Rock Nation and Jay-Z, it's not gonna work. It's not, because I can see it right now. I can see Jay-Z be like, okay, you wanna play? We got this. And Jay-Z will be calling Little Kim Remy Ma, Megan, and have Beyonce singing the motherfucking hook. You hear me? So on that note, I love